Yo, I just stopped by to talk to y'all about how I sample inside the MPC Key 37. Now, there's two ways I typically approach it. Now, the first way is I usually just plug my turntable or whatever sample source directly into the MPC Key 37 to the line inputs, and I just record the sample. But sometimes when you're using a turntable or a record player or something like that, you'll need a phono preamp. So I do have a phono preamp. If you can see it right here, BBE phono preamp. It's not a marketing campaign for them, but that's the preamp that I use, and that's the only one I've ever had. Actually, I never even seen no other one. So I'm sure they exist in the world, but I use that with my record player, other turntables, and it boosts you above the line noise. That's all it does, and I use that to get a direct line input into the MPC, and I sample that way. Now the second way is with the newer school MPCs, you can plug up an interface and you can have that as your audio input and output. So typically I'll plug my interface up to it, and I'll just use my interface inputs as the input on the MPC Key 37. That's just the basics of how I plug in and get a physical connection with my sampling. There's many ways to do it. You have little Bluetooth dongles and all type of stuff where you can sample from your phone. They got cords and wire cables, so you can find all your ways to sample if you just do a Google search. But excuse me. But yeah, so that's just the first way that I sample into here, using my record player, using my turntable. I sample into it directly, and then I'll go into the MPC, and then I'll get into the manipulating of the sample. So I do have a sample queued up and ready. I got to find the part exactly, but I have a record queued up, and we're going to get this sample, and we're going to make it quick. Not even going to take too much time. So I'm going to arm it to record. Okay, I got that sample. I'm going to name it in the MPC real quick. I ain't going to tell y'all who it is, but some of y'all might know. And I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to keep it. All right. So now that we got the sample recorded, we can go into the MPC and we can start manipulating, slicing it, chopping it, doing whatever we do to try to transform it into something else that sounds different than the original. That's my whole approach to sampling. I definitely try not to just use the loops. I mean, sometimes it happens, but I try not to use a loop, and I try to come up with a new phrase with the components of the song already. So I try to come up with something that feels fresh and different tempo, different tune, and different pitch, and just try to figure out something different. So I'm gonna play back the sample that we got as soon as I find it. All right, so turn it up a bit. Turn it up some. So just a real quick part, and the part I was looking at was those